On this week's episode, Microsoft unveils the Xbox One X pre-orders, and just when we thought the Project Scorpio was dead, guess what? It's actually alive. Obi-Wan is getting his own Star Wars movie, PlayStation got hacked, and finally, if you are a fan of Final Fantasy, well, get ready for some hot, steamy nudes. All this and much, much more on this week's episode of The Nerf Report.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to The Nerf Report. This isn't usually how I start off the show, but this week I wanted to mix things up and ask you for help. For those of you that know me, you know that I live in Austin, Texas. I moved here 6 years ago, and every single week I film The Nerf Report here in Austin. I consider this place home. And this last weekend, Hurricane Harvey brought a serious amount of destruction to the state of Texas, to the point that it almost doesn't feel real. You know, one of the things I've come across in the past couple days is watching the news and looking at these photos and videos come across, and it almost doesn't feel real. It feels like it's from a movie, but in reality, it's real. You know, we were hit by the hurricane, but we had just a ton of rain and some strong winds. I mean, we didn't really get affected. We were lucky. But the problem is there are way too many people who were unlucky. One of my favorite parts about the Nerf Report is we always talk about heroes. In the world of comics, you gotta have superpowers in order to be a hero. But in the real world, you don't need superpowers. You know, right now, there are people in need looking for help. And I guess that's what I'm asking you, is I'm asking for help. If you're religious or if you're spiritual in any way, please send your thoughts and prayers to Texas. If you can physically volunteer, there are tons of people who are looking for volunteers to help those in need. If you're financially capable of donating money, there are tons of good organizations trying to get Texans back on their feet. Please, be someone's hero. And with that, let's get into this week's news. This week, Microsoft lifted the floodgates for the Xbox One X pre-orders, and players from around the world were able to order the Xbox One X, or as Microsoft likes to call it,
The most powerful gaming console in the world.
At Gamescom in Germany, Microsoft unveiled a special edition Xbox One X Project Scorpio edition. The special edition Xbox is only available to those who pre-ordered the console. Within days, the special edition of the console was completely sold out, and Microsoft issued the following statement. You, our biggest fans, have pre-ordered more Xbox One X Project Scorpio edition consoles in the first 5 days than any Xbox ever. Although our fans may no longer be able to pre-order the Xbox One X Project Scorpio edition in their country, we know people are still anxious to get their hands on the world's most powerful console. We will be announcing details of the next wave of Xbox One X Standard Edition pre-orders next month, so stay tuned for more information. The Xbox One X is scheduled to release on November 7th, and whether you're a fan of Microsoft or not, you gotta admit, this console is impressive as hell. The Xbox One X boasts an 8-core custom AMD CPU, 12 gigabytes of GDDR5 graphic memory, a 6 teraflop GPU, a liquid cooling system, 4K video capabilities, 1 terabyte hard drive, and a partridge in a pear tree. No? Not funny? Oh, whatever. Well, I wish that I could say Microsoft's week in Germany went off without a flaw, but unfortunately, Microsoft employee Aaron Greenberg opened up a can of worms that I'm quickly starting to believe that he didn't want to open. During a panel at Gamescom, Aaron was quoted by saying, "People pick Xbox because we have the biggest franchises, the biggest exclusives, whether you're a fan of Halo, Gears of War, or Forza. This holiday, personally, I'm really excited because Xbox One is the only console where you'll be able to play Forza 7, Cuphead, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, which we are super excited about. Also, timed with the Xbox One X launch, we have Super Lucky's Tale coming, that's exclusive, but it doesn't stop there, because into the spring we have Sea of Thieves, State of Decay, and Crackdown 3. So we're basically non-stop hitting our fans with more and more exclusive titles. So there will be tons of great games to play. Now, I've got a slight bone to pick with this statement, because stating that Microsoft is home to the biggest and greatest exclusives really isn't 100% true, is it, Microsoft?
You are fake news.
You see, games like Forza 7, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, Crackdown 3, Sea of Thieves, Cuphead, those really aren't console exclusive games, because I can play them on my PC. For a console game to be truly an exclusive console game, it means I can't play it anywhere else other than the Xbox. So, sorry Aaron, you do not have the greatest exclusives. People like Sony and Nintendo have exclusives because you can only play Horizon Zero on a PlayStation 4, and you can only play Splatoon on a Nintendo Switch. In fact, Aaron, not to add salt to your wound, but Gaming Bolt just recently posted this pretty interesting article in which it stated the Nintendo Switch will have more exclusives in 9 months than the Xbox One has had in all of 2016 and 2017 put together. Look, I'm not trying to bash Xbox. I think that they are way ahead of the industry with this 4K console, and it is truly the most powerful console in the entire industry. I will give you that. But if you gave me the choice of a brand new gaming PC and an Xbox One X, sorry, I gotta go to the gaming PC, because at least I can customize my gaming PC as new games and new products come out. At this point, I don't even think you can customize the Xbox One X. Square Enix announced this week that the latest installment of Final Fantasy will be coming to PC. Final Fantasy 15 will be capable on PC of running at 4K graphics, with graphic improvements like realistic turf and advanced hair simulation. The PC version of Final Fantasy 15 will release in early 2018, and with additions like multiplayer mode and VR fishing, this game's quickly getting a life of its own. But the biggest announcement this week with Final Fantasy 15 was that Square Enix will allow it to be capable with Steam Workshop, which means bring on the mods. That's right, the Steam Workshop that brought us such video game gems as the Shark-O-Matic gun in GTA 5. What better way to kill your enemies than shooting a shark straight through the windshield? Steam Workshop turned Ark Survival Evolved into the Pokemon game we've all been wanting. Thanks to modifications, you can summon trains from the sky in Skyrim. Workshop mods also made it possible for Marvel fans to play as Iron Man or the Hulk in Los Santos. Well, with gamers being gamers, it's only a matter of time for a game that offers mod support to feature nudity modes, because, well, Pornhub isn't enough. During an interview at Gamescom, Square Enix addressed the issues of nudity mods, and well, this is what they had to say. When we were getting together for discussion, all the people together in the project were airing out their worries. Nude mods were something most people were worried about. What's stronger in my mind is the fact that I don't want to limit people too much. This is part of the culture of gaming these days. These people, it's a thing they've bought. It's their game now. I don't think it's a good thing, but we're going to leave the moral sense of all players out there. I basically want, as a principle, to give as much freedom and as little limitations on it as possible. Also this week, PlayStation was the victim of a hacking attack by the notorious hacking group of Our Mine. This isn't the first time that Sony or PlayStation has been hacked. In fact, in 2011, the PlayStation Network was hacked and 77 million accounts were compromised, rendering the PlayStation Network service inaccessible for 23 days. In 2014, Sony Pictures was hacked by the hacker group of Guardians of the Peace. The hack was mainly due to Seth Rogen and James Franco's comedy The Interview, and the Guardians of Peace demanded that the film be pulled and even threatened terrorist attacks on cinemas that were screening the film. The hackers were able to access Sony Pictures' 47,000 employees' addresses, social security numbers, and financial information. Well, luckily, this week's hacking attack on Sony was only for PlayStation's Twitter account. Our Mind took over PlayStation's Twitter account and posted the following tweets. Hi, it's Our Mind. We're a security group. If you works at PlayStation, then please contact us. ourmind.org. No, we aren't going to share it. We're a security group. If you works at PlayStation, then please go to our website. I know I'm going to regret this, and I'm going to preface this by saying, please don't hack me. But it's if you work, not if you works. Poor grammar makes you so much less intimidating as a hacker. Like, you're trying to impress me and show your professionalism and saying, definitely use our hacker-proof software, but then you got poor grammar. Well, how am I supposed to do business with you? Like, you literally sound like a security solution expert out of the South. We rolling? Do y'all need your computers protected from the internet? Are y'all worried about big scary masked men getting into your confidentials? Well, then let Cousin Mumford Cybersecurity works for you. If you works for big corporation like Walmart, don't worry. Cousin Mumford can bring you services like database protection, 30-day free Norton antivirus. Don't know what the cloud is? Well, you probably need to protect it then, don't you? Firewall. Oh, that sounds scary. Big wall of fire? Yeah, hackers don't like firewalls. If you need protection, call us today at 469-5 and ask for me, Cousin Mumford. In Star Wars news, it was announced that we might be getting a brand new Star Wars spin-off film. And before you ask, yes, this is the movie we've been looking for. The Hollywood Reporter announced this week that Stephen Daldry is in early talks with Lucasfilm and Disney to direct an Obi-Wan Kenobi solo film. Daldry most recently directed the Netflix drama The Crown, and I have to admit, I really like this idea. So much time takes place between the ending of The Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope between Obi-Wan's life, and we don't know what goes on. So just as Rogue One bridged those two films together, I would love to see an Obi-Wan Kenobi film that bridged those two movies together as well. It would be so awesome. Obi-Wan was originally played by Sir Alec Guinness, and Ian McGregor portrayed a younger Obi-Wan in the prequels. While the script hasn't even been written yet, it is way too early to attach an actor to the film, but I gotta say, Ian McGregor has to be the Obi-Wan. Like, please, do not recast another classic character, Star Wars. Germany's Gamescom was this week, and we received so many awesome trailers. Right off the bat, we got to look at THQ Nordic's new IP called Biomutant. Biomutant is an open-world adventure with a Kung Fu raccoon. I mean, come on. What more do you need than Kung Fu raccoon? Jurassic World fans got a trailer for Jurassic World Evolution, which allows players to run the day-to-day and actually build their own Jurassic Park. Frontier, the developer, also stated that players will bioengineer new dinosaur breeds and construct attractions, containment, and research facilities. Nothing says a good time in gaming than Dino DNA.
Dino DNA.
Probably like 15% of the audience is going to understand that reference. We got our first look at the Project Scorpio Day 1 edition of the Xbox. Nintendo announced an SNES-themed 3DS XL. Ubisoft gave us 2 brand new trailers for Assassin's Creed Origins, and the more I see this game, the more I'm like, I have to have this game in my life, like yesterday. EA gave us a new trailer for Star Wars Battlefront 2, and we got our first look at Starfighter Assault. Activision gave us a launch trailer for Destiny 2, and once again, this is going to be the greatest game of all time. Here comes all the thumbs down. Oh, you like Destiny? Thumbs down. I mean, it's going to happen. And finally, Blizzard debuted a new Overwatch map called Junkertown. I think I literally say this every single week, but this is literally the best time to be a gamer. There are so many awesome games coming out. That is it for this week's episode of the Nerf Report. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, but more importantly, please drop some comments down in the comment section down below. My name is Bryant Chappelle. You are you, but more importantly, this has been the Nerf Report. Thank you so much for watching.